And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Madison Central High School, the Lady Jaguars. Batting first, playing the shortstop position, it's number 14, Katie Ann Bailey. Bailey, that's shortstop. In second for the Lady Jaguars in center field is number 5, Caitlin Murray. Murray, at center. Batting third and pitching for the Lady Jags is number 8, Kelly Young. In the circle. At the cleanup position for the Lady Jaguars, it's the catcher, number 10, Bailey Stokes. Stokes at catcher. Batting fifth for Madison Central is the third baseman, number 25, Mary Ashton Lovelace. Lovelace at third base. Batting sixth for the Lady Jags, the first baseman, number 3, Crystal Cato. Cato at first. Batting seventh, number 7, playing second base this afternoon, it's Alexia Herman. At second, in the right field position, batting 8th today, it's number 1, Jamie Smith. Smith, the right fielder. And batting 9 for the Lady Jaguars, the left fielder, number 4, Allie Flint. Flint on the left field. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for the Red Rebelettes of Harrison Central, your home team for today's ball game. Batting first and playing left field is number 1, Simone McKinney. McKinney in left field. Batting second, it's the shortstop, number 5, Nicole Smith. Smith at short. Batting third for the Red Rebelettes, it's the center fielder, number 3, Carla Santiago. Santiago in center field. At the cleanup position, it's the catcher, number 6, Taylor Brewer. Brewer behind the plate. Batting fifth for Harrison Central, it's the second baseman, number 2, Natalie Hogue. Hogue at second. Batting at the 6th position and playing third base, number 11, Kim Gilbert. Gilbert at third. Batting 7th for Harrison Central, the first baseman, number 7, Jenny Barton. Barton at first. Batting 8th for the Red Rebelettes in right field is number 23, Anna Glidden. Glidden in right field. Batting 9th for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes, it's the DP, number 9, Caitlin Lee. Lee, the DP. In the circle today for the Red Rebelettes of Harrison Central, it's the flex player, number 29, Madison Burge. Burge is your pitcher. The plate umpire for this afternoon's contest is Jack Bolton. The field umpires will be Joseph Daniel and Roland Gatlin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and turn to the flagpole behind us as we stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the MHSAA Network and tonight's broadcast of the state championship contest between the 6A Madison Central Lady Jaguars and the 6A Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. Bryant May in the booth with Justin Bennett. Justin, how you doing?
Hey, man, good to be here. Great game tonight. 6A contest, softball state championship game, as you said, between Madison Central and Harrison Central. Madison Central comes into tonight's contest as a visiting team today. They're 26-3 overall and come in actually ranked number 1 in the state in high school softball, fast pitch softball here in Mississippi. Harrison Central comes in with a 26-4 record, 26-4-1 on the year. They come in tonight to this afternoon's contest, rather, after really going through a gauntlet, if you will, in their tournament to get here. They played some really tough teams, but have been able to come out on the winning side in this tournament, and will represent the southern half of the state here in the 6A state championship. Bryant, let's looking at today's starting lineups. We'll start for the visiting Madison Central Jaguars. Leading off, the shortstop, number 14, Katie Ann Bailey. Caitlin Murray, she'll play center field and bat second. Kelly Young, the pitcher, she wears number 8. She'll bat third. Bailey Stokes, the catcher, will bat cleanup. Mary Ashton Lovelace, the third baseman, she will bat fifth. Crystal Lethell, she'll play first base and bat sixth. Alexis Harmon, she'll play second base, batting seventh. The eighth place batter is Jamie Smith, and batting ninth, the left fielder, Allie Flint. That's your starting lineup for the Madison Central Jaguars.
Now looking at the lineup for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes, who will be the home team at tonight's contest. First off will be Simone Kinney in left field, batting leadoff, and Nicole Smith will come in the 2-hole tonight. She'll be playing shortstop. Carla Santiago will be playing center field. Taylor Brewer, the catcher, Natalie Hogue, will be in the 5th spot. Kim Gilbert playing third base. Danielle Barton playing first base. Anna Glidden, right field, and Caitlin Lee will be the designated hitter tonight for Madison Burge, the pitcher. First up for the Madison Central Lady Jaguars will be number 14, Katie Ann Bailey.
Bailey steps in on the season, batting .356, 16 RBIs. She has 1 home run on the year from the leadoff spot.
First pitch comes in for a strike from the Harrison Central pitcher, Madison Burge. That pitch right down the middle again, and Katie Ann Bailey looks at it for strike 2.
Burge on the season, Bryant, a great pitcher. So far this year, she's got a .50 ERA, only given up 4 runs, 41 hits, has struck out 57 and only walked 12.
That pitch gets away from Burge. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter for the Jaguars, Katie Ann Bailey. Tonight, game 1 of the best-of-3 series for the 6A state championship. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Burge. Bailey fouls that one straight back off the backstop.
A good crowd assembled out here this afternoon. Madison Central just up the road, probably about 5 miles from where we sit right now.
Here's the 1-2 pitch again from Burge. Bailey swings right through that one for strike 1. Excuse me, for strikeout number 1 for Madison Burge, the Harrison Central pitcher.
Burge, a good job of pitching there. She used both sides of the plate, able to really step up, throw in some heat, and get the first batter with a strikeout.
Next up will be number 5, Caitlin Murray, the center fielder for the Lady Jaguars. The wind in the pitch, swings right through that outside fastball for strike 1.
Burge wasting no time whatsoever. Quick delivery when she gets the ball and throwing strikes this afternoon.
Absolutely gorgeous afternoon for softball. That one fouled straight back by Murray. Again over the backstop. And Murray, much like Bailey, finds herself in an 0-2 hole. Madison Burge, as you said, coming out slinging.
We understand that the Harrison Central Lady Rebels, they left their high school this morning about 8 o'clock to make the 3-hour drive up here. Got here around lunchtime. Had a relaxing afternoon getting ready for the game.
That 0-2 pitch fouled down the first base line. First baseman Danielle Barton slides over, tries to make the catch, but unable to do so as she runs almost into the Madison Central dugout. Count will stay at 0-2 on Caitlin Murray.
That's a tough play running into that dugout. The way the clouds are, a little shadow over that direction.
And as you said, not playing on your home field, sometimes you're not quite as familiar with the dimensions. The 0-2 pitch, that one fouled down the third baseline. Great job by third baseman Kim Gilbert sliding over to squeeze that one for out number 2.
Burge doing a great job. Quick work so far, the Jaguars here in the first inning.
Now batting for the Lady Jaguars, it's the pitcher, number 8, Kelly Young.
Kelly Young steps in. Young on the season, batting .304, 17 RBIs, 3 home runs.
That first pitch, much like the last two. We're on the outside corner. Young swings right through it for strike number 1.
The Lady Jags need to come up swinging because they're going to be strikes.
Burge again delivers. That one hit deep into right center field, but the right fielder Anna Gladden squeezes that one for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. They're in the top of the first, and we'll head to the bottom of the first. 0-0. Again, this is the 6A state championship powered by Play On Sports between the Madison Central Lady Jaguars and the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. Justin, you talked just a second ago about the fact that the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes had to travel, and sometimes you got traveling woes. No signs of that there in the top of the first inning.
Not any at all, Bryant. They, like I said, they left early this morning from school, made the drive up 49 to Jackson on here into Ridgeland, and got here around lunchtime. And the coach said they had a really relaxing day, kind of a relaxing travel day to get up here. They'll stay in town overnight. But, he talked about, in talking with their coach before the game, he talked about the struggles they had getting here. They come into today's game really having to play some great teams so far this season. They played Long Beach. They were able to beat Long Beach early on in the year. West Harrison, another team that did well in the tournament, they beat them. Their league play with Ocean Springs and those teams, they kind of walked through league play pretty easily. Played a South Haven team, beat them, lost to West Lauderdale, also lost to Lake Cormorant, who we will see later on this weekend. But looking as we go into the state tournament, what they were able to do in the state tournament to get here today, they started the state tournament against Ocean Springs. They were able to beat them. They won that series 2-0. Went on to play Oak Grove and actually lost the first game to Oak Grove. Had to come back and win the next 2 to have the opportunity to play St. Martin. They came in and were able to beat St. Martin to get here. For Madison Central, they started against Grenada in their first round game, able to take that series 2-0 against Grenada. Came out, DeSoto Central was their next opponent. They were able to beat DeSoto Central again pretty handily. And then South Panola was their final opponent in round 3. They were able to beat them. That sets Madison Central here. Madison Central comes in representing the North. Harrison Central represents the South. And, Brian, it looks like Harrison Central's about to come to bat here in the bottom half of the first inning.
Leading off for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes will be number 1, Simone McKinney, playing left field tonight. On the hill again for the Madison Central Lady Jaguars will be Kelly Young. Kelly Young comes into today's contest as one of the big leaders on the Lady Jaguars team. She's a senior, and she'll deliver her first pitch to McKinney for ball 1.
Kelly Young on the year has a .35 ERA, giving up 35 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs on the year. She struck out, it says 288.
Good gracious.
It is walk 32. I think 288, somebody might have put in the wrong number.
Potentially. That pitch on the outside corner evens up the count at 1-1. McKinney tries to bunt down the first base line, and she'll beat it out. Great job by the Madison Central first baseman, Crystal Kaleo, coming off the base. Not able to catch the little pop-up bunt. She turns around and flings it to the second baseman, Alexia Harmon, but McKinney with really good wheels beats out the throw, and she reaches. Does her job as the leadoff hitter. Next up will be number 5, Nicole Smith, the shortstop for Harrison Central. They'll score that one as a bunt single.
That ball high on the outside part of the plate. Runner at first now. The first runner of the ball game.
That pitch, and there goes McKinney to second base. Great throw by the catcher Bailey Stokes for Madison Central to put McKinney down. Unfortunately, it does look like the shortstop, Katie Ann Bailey, may be injured on the play. McKinney came in sliding, and as we heard the girls walking around before the contest tonight, they are, many of them, wearing spikes playing out here on the dirt field, and I don't know if McKinney came in with spikes up, but Katie Ann Bailey trying to shake that one off. Fantastic throw by the catcher Bailey Stokes.
Right on the money.
That one skipped one time, scooped up by Katie Ann Bailey, and put the tag right on McKinney to retire the first base runner of the evening. Looks like Katie Ann Bailey's going to shake that one off, and she'll be okay, stay in the contest.
Talked with Coach Watkins from Madison Central before the game, and she talked about some of her players coming in with a few bumps and bruises. This late in the season, that's not a big surprise, but they're going to play through the pain and see a great example of that there.
The pitch was a ball to Nicole Smith. That one comes in as a strike, though, to make the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Now with 1 out here in the bottom of the first, still 0-0. Pitch from Kelly Young, swung right through by Nicole Smith to even up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. After getting that first base runner on, Justin, almost like a change of momentum with Stokes throwing that runner out. Now Young comes back fighting, and that one popped straight up. Katie Ann Bailey slides in behind the pitcher Kelly Young to squeeze that one for out number 2.
Got the batter to pop up there. It's exactly what you want. That puts 2 down in the inning. But you're right, Bryant. That was a huge play from Stokes, throwing that runner out at second base. It kind of gave Madison Central the momentum once again. Hopefully, what they're trying to do now is continue that momentum and get out of the inning with no runs.
Next up, the number 3 hitter, Carla Santiago. She grounds it to the third baseman, Mary Ashton Lovelace, who throws a strike over to the first baseman, Crystal Kalel. And after getting the first runner on, Madison Central quickly recovers, as you mentioned there, Justin, to retire the Red Rebelettes for no runs. So we'll head to the top of the second inning. Still 0-0 in this 6A contest. Right here on the MHSAA Network, powered by Play On Sports. Bryant May, Justin Bennett, coming to you. Freedom Ridge Park in Ridgeland, Mississippi. A
great afternoon for softball. 88 degrees here. No breeze. Maybe a slight breeze, but nothing really to speak of. It's a beautiful day for softball. It's a great tournament weekend. The state tournament for the Mississippi High School Activities Association this weekend from Freedom Ridge. This is the 6A contest.
That's right, the best of the best, Justin. This is 6A. A lot of the bigger schools obviously are all in 6A as far as attendance-wise. I believe that's how we classify those, and you'll get to hear a little bit later. We'll have a 5A contest between Wayne County and New Hope. Really good teams there. Madison Central, as we talked about before the broadcast tonight, Justin, one of 5 teams, one of 5 different schools, should I say, here in this weekend series that's trying to get the softball duo championship, if you will. They won the slow pitch championship back in the fall, winter, and now they're trying to pick up the fast pitch championship. And, man, really, really good athletic program over there at Madison Central. As you said, not far from Freedom Ridge Park. Come in with a 13th ranked fast pitch softball team. Only 3 losses on the season. 2 of those coming to North Pike. The other loss coming to DeSoto Central. And let's see, I'm looking at the run differential there. Two runs differential in that game, 3 in that one, and 1 in that one. So 4 runs they've been outscored by all year. That's a pretty good softball team.
That really is. They play solid defense. They're a good hitting ball club as well. And no doubt why they are representing the north half of the state here in the 6A state championship game.
Leading off the top of the second for the Madison Central Lady Jaguars will be the catcher, number 10, Bailey Stokes. First pitch to her from Madison Burge comes in as a strike.
Bailey Stokes steps in, batting .304 on the year, 18 RBIs, 2 home runs.
See if she can carry that momentum that she had. Great defensive play in the bottom of the first to throw out a base runner. Count evens up at 1-1. Really active crowd here tonight cheering on their respective schools in game 1 of this best of 3 series. That pitch outside from Burge. You got power on power. Cleanup hitter versus the number 1 pitcher for Harrison Central.
That's the first ball I think we've seen her throw all game.
The 2-1 pitch swung right through by Bailey Stokes to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch from Bird to Stokes. That one fouled straight back.
Stokes trying to protect the plate with a 2-2 count. We've seen Bird strike out several Jaguars so far this afternoon. Stokes trying not to let that happen to her.
Stokes again gets a piece of that one, fouls that one over the first base dugout. Great job by Stokes battling Madison Burge. Again, the 2-2 delivery from Burge to Stokes. And again, she reaches way outside, all the way into the left-handed batter's box to get a piece of that one and foul it straight back.
Still protecting the plate, but I think she just swung at ball 3.
Yeah, I believe she did. Got to protect the plate. Again, the 2-2. Stokes grounds that one down the third base line. Giving the ball a beating, just trying to put it into play is the catcher, Bailey Stokes.
It's a good at bat here for Stokes. Making Burge really have to work.
Barton and Gilbert, the Harrison Central corners of the infield, playing right on the line. Stokes pops that one. Little weak pop up to the first baseman, Danielle Barton, who squeezes that one for out number 1 here in the top of the first. Great job by Madison Burge battling. We talked about Bailey Stokes, but Madison Burge able to kind of jam Bailey Stokes there, and she hits a little weak pop up to the first baseman. Next up will be number 25, Mary Ashton Lovelace, the third baseman for Madison Central. Burge sets and delivers to her. That one outside for ball 1. That pitch fouled straight back. Lovelace comes into today's contest with a .284 average, 19 RBIs on the year, and she does have 2 dingers, so Lovelace with power. One count. Burge delivers to Lovelace. That one a little bit low for ball 2.
For the state championship tournament, Bryant, they brought in you can see the portable fencing to set the outfield a little shorter than it typically is on this field that they often use for men's softball, recreational league softball. So we can't really give dimensions because we don't know.
We could take an educated guess. That's about the best we could do. And
right.
With the regular dimensions saying they're 300, I believe we're probably sitting about 250.
Something
I believe as I looked at walking in. You got to get on it to get it out of here. Let's put it that way. That one popped straight up by Lovelace. Shortstop Nicole Smith comes over to squeeze that one for out number 2. So again, another pop-up out of the 6 outs that Burge has recorded. Of the 5 outs that Burge has recorded, 4 of them have already been pop-ups.
She's putting that backspin on the ball, getting the batters to pop it up, which in fast pitch is exactly what you want to do.
Next up for Madison Central will be the first baseman, number 3, Crystal Cadle. Cadle swings right through that fastball from Burge for strike 1.
On the year, she's batting .265, 1 homer, 7 RBIs.
Sun shining bright coming in over the first base side dugout. Cadle rips that one down the left field line, bending, and it's foul. Great job by Crystal Cadle jumping all over that fastball from Burge, just unable to get it fair, but that would have certainly equaled extra bases.
Absolutely. Sent it down the line, just hooking foul. It's a great swing. The best swing we've seen from any of these Jaguars so far against Burge this afternoon.
But now she does find herself in an 0-2 hole, 2 outs here, top of the first. Burge again delivers that one a little low and inside for ball 1. Coach Kayla Watkins coaching up Cadle, giving her signals from the third base line. Cadle pops that one weakly to first base. And that one squeezed by Danielle Barton again. So no runners, no hits in the top of the second. We'll head to the bottom of the second with the score still 0-0.
A great pitching performance so far this afternoon from Madison Burge. It's been able to set down the Jaguars pretty handily The at bat from Stokes, the best at bat we've seen so far, but she's really done a great job at really shutting down these Lady Jaguars.
Yeah, and we don't have a pitch count as far as how many balls or how many strikes, but I don't believe it's more than 2 or 3 balls after facing 6 batters already in tonight's contest. And as we said, she now has recorded 6 outs, with 5 of those all being pop-ups. And Justin, obviously, we never had the luxury of playing fast-pitch softball.
That's right.
Not that I wanted to. But, man, you can never judge the spin on the ball and how that's going to make it react. And a lot of people may be viewing it from home. And if for those of us guys who say, nothing to it, fast-pitch softball, what are you talking about? Just hit it. It's right there, big old ball. Man, it is a lot tougher than it looks.
It absolutely is. The way that the spin comes in on the softball, you would think, I know a lot of guys say, I could hit that without any problem. But the way it comes in there, the angle it comes in there, and that backspin that they put on it, it's tough to hit. No doubt about it. And, in a situation like this, Kelly Young, her team's not really been able to put any runs on the board for her yet. So it kind of puts a little extra added pressure on her to really shut down this Harrison Central squad, because you don't know how many runs your team's going to be able to score against the opposing pitcher.
As we head to the bottom of the second, we'll see Brewer, Hogue, and Gilbert for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. First up, the catcher, number 6, Taylor Brewer. Much like her counterpart, Bailey Stokes, she bats in the cleanup spot here against Kelly Young. First pitch a little outside for ball 1.
On the year for Brewer, Taylor Brewer steps in. If I can find it here.
That pitch outside for ball 2.
Batting .361 on the season. She's got 20 RBIs on 26 hits. Batting in the cleanup hole.
Swings right through that pitch from Kelly Young for strike 1. We talked about the spin on the ball, Justin. A lot of times when you see dominant fast-pitch softball teams, it becomes a pitcher-dominated sport.
It really does.
Much like in the game of baseball. When you got your ace on the hill, Brewer grounds that one to the shortstop. Katie Ann Bailey, who throws a strike across the diamond to Crystal Kalel to retire Brewer for out number 1.
Yeah, when you put your ace on the hill, which a lot of times you see, they're able to do that in softball. These girls can throw it. I wish we had a gun. I wish we had a speed gun to know exactly how hard these balls are coming in here. But these ladies do a great job. And when you get it fast-pitch softball, she can really control the game, without a doubt.
Natalie Hogue, the second baseman, now steps in for Harrison Central and takes strike 1 from Young. Swings right through that rise ball. Finds herself now in an 0-2 count. Hogue with a .216 average, 9 RBIs on the season. She's got 16 hits and 74 plate appearances. Young sets and delivers again.
Just outside.
And Madison Central faithful thought they had strikeout on that one. Young delivers again. That pitch evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hogue kind of squaring around, throwing that bunt out there like she's going to bunt, and pulls it back. The last 2 pitches. Here's Young's pitch again. Swung right through by Natalie Hogue for strikeout number 1 on the afternoon for the Madison Central pitcher, Kelly Young.
Young, a great pitch there. It'll bring Kim Gilbert to the plate. Gilbert on the year batting .328. 1 homer, 9 RBIs. Got 22 hits and 67 plate appearances.
She quickly falls in the count. No balls and 1 strike to Kelly Young. That pitch low, Gilbert fouls that one straight back. She finds herself in an 0-2 count.
She's able to golf that one foul.
Gilbert by far, trying to find some height statistics here. Gilbert by far one of the tallest ladies on the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. Doesn't matter at all to Kelly Young, who sits her down for her 2nd strikeout of the afternoon. Fantastic job here in the bottom of the second as Kelly Young sits down the Red Rebelettes in order and picks up her second strikeout.
A great bit of pitching this afternoon from both ladies. Kelly Young, we've talked a lot about Madison Burge, but Kelly Young doing a great job there in the bottom half of the second inning to set down the Red Rebelettes in order and doing a great job trying to help her team stay in this contest. No score. We'll head to the top of the third inning. Madison Central will come to bat, but Bryant, you've got to be impressed with the ladies and their ability to really, this is a great pitching contest this afternoon.
It really is, yeah. As we said, it's the best of the best, not only the best of the best teams, but some of the best pitchers in the state that we'll see here over the next 2 days in this state championship competition between 12 different teams, 1A through 6A. We'll broadcast at least 4 of those games for you right here on the MHSAA network, powered by Play On Sports. Coming to you from Freedom Ridge Park. Beautiful setup, great atmosphere here for state championship softball. You talked about the temporary fencing setup. One of the things I noticed on the way in earlier is the bleachers set out there in the outfield.
Yes.
You got to love that. It's hot enough to have a little swimming pool out there for the kids to play in. Really neat. We got some folks who've thrown up tents out there and kind of turned this into a really all-day event as they support family and friends and support their hometown. Harrison Central made the journey up this morning, and Madison Central just made the little quick drive over this afternoon.
They hopped over this afternoon. It's a great atmosphere out here, a park that has fields all the way around, kind of a central concession area. And tomorrow afternoon, we'll have ball games all day tomorrow. We'll broadcast a few of those for you right here on the MHSAA radio, on the MHSAA network.
Top of the third, we'll see Harmon Smith and Flint for the Madison Central Lady Jaguars. First up will be number 7, Alexis Harmon, the second baseman. She grounds that one right back to the pitcher, Madison Burge, who tosses it over to Barton to retire Harmon on the first pitch.
1 pitch, 1 out here in the third inning.
Next up will be number 1, Jamie Smith, the right fielder from Madison Central. She'll step in and face Madison Burge for the first time tonight. You really wonder if these girls will get a chance to figure Madison Burge out or Kelly Young out the first time through, and maybe we'll have to see some more productivity the second time the lineup cycles around. That pitch high and outside, ball number 1 to Jamie Smith.
Jamie Smith, a .298 average on the year. She's got 5 RBIs.
Smith fouls that one straight back. Moves the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the corners, Gilbert and Barton for the Harrison Central infield. Playing not only close to the line, but really, really tight. Hot corners on the infield. Smith and Hogue at short and second, drop back deep in the middle. That pitch comes in a little bit inside, but ump says no, that's strike 2. And Burge goes up 1 ball, 2 strike. 1 out here in the top of the third.
Playing her pretty straight away in the outfield. She's got some gaps to work with if she can get the ball out of the infield.
Here's the 1-2 offering. Smith swings right through that one, and Madison Burge picks up her second strikeout of the afternoon. 2 outs here, top of the third, and next up we'll see number 4, Allie Flint, who's playing left field this afternoon.
Allie on the year, batting .254. She's got 7 RBIs on 1 home run this season. 12 hits and 59 plate appearances.
Allie, one of the senior leaders here on Kayla Watkins' 13th nationally ranked softball team.
Ranked number 13 in the nation, number 1 in the state.
Flint swings right through that one for strike number 1. Madison Burge doing another fantastic job here as she faces her third set of Madison Central Jaguars of getting ahead in the count. That's what I was trying to get out there. Fantastic job of working ahead, putting the hitters quickly in a hole and making them battle back. That pitch gets away from Burge just a little bit to even up the count at 1-1.
That's what you want to do as the pitcher. Take that early lead, get ahead in the count. Make the batter have to protect the plate, gives you some more options as to what you want to throw to her.
Flint again swings right through that one for strike 2. Bird's got a no-hitter going here. After 2 innings and 2/3, Coach Kayla Watkins walks down the third base line to approach Flint, having a little bit of conversation. Looks like Flint's doing more talking than Coach Kayla Watkins is.
Saying, Coach, I don't know how to hit this girl.
She's not the only one.
No, she is not.
Difficulty on both sides.
Great pitching performances from both sides this afternoon.
Coach Kayla Watkins gives her a little clap, says get back in the box and battle back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 3rd. 6A state championship contest, game 1 in the best-of-3 series. Bird sets and delivers again to Flint. And Allie swings right through that one for strikeout number 3. Madison Birds again brings the heat and sits down the Madison Central Lady Jaguars in order. Fantastic job by Madison Birds. Man, this is going to be interesting to see anybody score in this contest this afternoon.
Absolutely, a pitcher's duel like none other. So far, we've seen both Kelly Young and Madison Birds be dominant this afternoon. Both teams sit in their dugouts and wonder, how are we going to hit these people?
The bottom half of the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes order will face Kelly Young here for the first time. Be Danielle Barton, Anna Glyden, and Caitlin Lee. So we'll see if they can figure her out. And then after that, as I mentioned just a second ago, Justin, we'll see the lineup come through the second time. You don't know if they figure anything out, getting to face that first time around that they could use for their benefit in their second plate appearance. But we'll wait and see if we can get some offense to see some runs on the board. Only 1 hit in the contest all afternoon by either team as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
And that 1 hit came first batter for the Harrison Central Rebelettes. And you're right, Brian. Hopefully, in their minds, as you go through the order the second time, you've seen the pitcher once. You kind of see what she's been doing. Hopefully, each team will be able to try to come up with some type of offense against this tough pitching this afternoon.
Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes will be the first baseman, number 7, Danielle Barton. Here's the pitch from Young to Barton, and Barton swings right through that one. Barton steps in, 5'11" junior. Done a great job over at first base through the first few innings this afternoon. Swings right through that rise ball there from Kelly Young to find herself in a hole 0-2.
She came upstairs and could not connect with the high heat.
She squares again, much like Brewer did in the bottom of last inning. Young delivers that one outside for ball 1. She squares again and pulls back, pops that one right over the third base side, and the left fielder, Allie Flint, slides in to squeeze that one for out number 1. So Barton able to get a little bit on that one, but unable to straighten it out, and she pops it up to left field.
This is the first batter to hit the ball out of the infield is Barton.
Next up will be the right fielder, number 23, Anna Glyden.
Let's send it right to Allie Flint.
Glyden takes that one off, right off the lower part of the back, and she'll take first base on a hit by pitch. Not the way you designed to get on, but in a contest like this, very pitcher dominated, you'll take it however you can get it.
That's exactly right.
Umpires check on Glyden. She appears to be okay. Don't know if she muttered, just glad to be on base or what. Coach Jimmy Parker just trying to figure out how to get some runners on base, and he does there with Glyden. Next up, number 9, Caitlin Lee. She'll step in. She's the designated hitter, and she'll be on the left side of the plate. Young slides over. Lee lays down a bunt, little drag bunt. Great job by the third. Oh, wow. They say that the third baseman, Mary Ashton Lovelace's throw pulled Alexius Harmon, who slid over. Crystal Kaleo, the first baseman, came in. Second baseman Alexia Harmon slides over to first base to do her job, and the umpire says she stepped right over the base. And so Caitlin Lee will reach on a bunt single. A bunt single for Caitlin Lee. And that'll take us back to the top of the order. Simone McKinney, the left fielder, who reached on a bunt single herself back in the top of the first inning and then was thrown out stealing by the catcher, Bailey Stokes. She bunts again. That one picked up by the pitcher. Great job by the pitcher, Kelly Young, to squeeze that one and toss it over to the shortstop, Katie Ann Bailey, covering third to take out the lead runner for out number 1. Fantastic job by the Madison Central infield of sliding around on these bunts by the Red Rebelettes.
And that's exactly what you want to do in a situation like that. You want to try to get that lead runner. Good job by Madison Central to do that. That'll be 1 out. They'll now have runners again at first and second.
Next up, stepping in will be number 5, the shortstop, Nicole Smith, who popped out to the shortstop back in the bottom of the first inning. Runners on first and second. Red Rebelettes offering the first real threat we've had in this afternoon's contest. Young delivers that one just a little bit high. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Kelly Young just doing her best, trying to set down the Red Rebelettes and get back in the dugout with a chance to pick up some runs for Madison Central. Here's Young's delivery. Paints the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. McKinney and Lee, the base runners. Here's Young's pitch. That one inside for strike 2.
A 2-2 count. Runners at first and second. 2 outs.
Here's the 2-2 offering. That one goes up high, and Murray able to lay off of that one. Excuse me, Nicole Smith able to lay off of that one to run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Young trying to get out a little bit of a jam. Smith fouls that one straight back over the backstop.
It's the first jam we've really seen Kelly Young get into in this contest.
Young steps back, takes a little deep breath, toes the rubber again. Here's the 3-2. Fouled down the third baseline. Excuse me, that one gets away. Okay, that was ball 4. I couldn't tell there, Justin. We were kind of sitting behind the umpire. That one gets away. That was ball 4, low and inside. Great job by the catcher, Bailey Stokes, sliding over and grabbing that one to keep runners from advancing any more than the 1 base they get. So we'll see the center fielder, Carla Santiago, step in with the bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the third. And a base hit or a walk will plate 1 and give Harrison Central the first lead here in Game 1 of the State Championship Series in 6A softball. Santiago grounded to the third baseman back in the first inning. She squares around the bunt and pulls that one back. Draws ball 1. Santiago digs in again. Again squares to bunt and pulls it back. Ball 2. A walk or hit will do here in the bottom of the third. RBI is the name of the game. Here's Young's pitch again to Santiago. That one gets just the outside corner for strike 1.
Just hits the outside corner.
Lee's on third base. Simone McKinney on second, and Nicole Smith on first base. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung right through by Santiago. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kelly Young battling back strong here in the bottom of the third, trying to shut down the rally by the Harrison Central.
Kelly Young using both sides of the plate, but low in the strike zone. Good job of pitching, trying to get out of the jam.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung right through by Santiago, and Young does her job, picking up her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon and shuts down the rally by the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes to take us to the top of the 4th, still scoreless.
Unbelievable job there by Kelly Young. She got herself in a little trouble there. Hit the batter when she hit Anna Glidden. Then we had the bunt single from Caitlin Lee, a fielder's choice. by Simone Murray, got the lead runner. Then a walk to Nicole Smith to load the bases again and able to step up and strike out Carla Santiago there to get out of the jam. A great bit of pitching from Kelly Young, who has been phenomenal this afternoon, even running into a little trouble there in the third inning.
Yeah, and Santiago, no slouch at the plate. She bats in the 3-hole for Coach Jimmy Parker's Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. And after making contact back in the first inning and ground into the third baseman, she goes down on strikes in the bottom of the third to end what, as you said, Justin, was our first real rally, first real threat of the afternoon to put some runs on the board. One hit now for both teams as we will go to the top of the fourth, and we'll see at the plate from Madison Central will be the leadoff hitter again, Katie Ann Bailey, Caitlin Murray, and she'll be backed by the pitcher, Kelly Young, batting in the 3-hole this afternoon.
Madison Central hoping that this second time through the order, they'll be able to come up with some good hits and hopefully get some runs on the board against Madison Burge, who's been phenomenal this afternoon. So Madison Central hoping to rebound the second time through the order and get some runners on base and hopefully get some runs in.
As we said, first up, number 14, Katie Ann Bailey, the shortstop. She struck out back in the top of the first inning, leadoff hitter of the contest. Katie Ann Bailey, she already has a workman's outfit on. She is covered in dirt from head to toe playing out there at shortstop. Took a cleat off the calf earlier as Simone McKinney tried to steal back in the bottom of the first. Was thrown out by the catcher, Bailey Stokes. Katie Ann Bailey, no way she's coming out of a state championship series.
Not at all.
A 1-0 pitch from Burge to Bailey. That one outside for ball 2. Coach Kayla Watkins feeding her leadoff hitter signals down the third baseline. Got news crew all over the field, cameras galore. Hope one of those don't take a softball right off the
off the lens.
Surprised those guys are not behind the gate. Katie Ann Bailey skies that one to the second baseman. It's a pop-up. And that one will be squeezed for out number 1 by the second baseman, Natalie Hogue. So after going up 2 balls, no strikes in the count, she pops up to the second baseman for out number 1.
Caitlin Murray steps in now. She popped up to third in the first inning.
See if that first plate appearance paid off for her as she faces Burge here for the second time. Little weak pop-up over Burge's head right in front of the shortstop and kind of no man's land. And as you said, Justin, about the spin on the ball, a little backspin there. The shortstop, Nicole Smith, comes in. The pitcher, Madison Burge, goes back, and it lands in front of Nicole Smith, but spins back towards Burge. And I'm sure Caitlin Murray says, it doesn't really matter how I get on, but I'm on. That's all I need.
As long as I get on. One of those situations there where Smith and Burge seem to really not communicate who was going after the softball, but it falls in there on the error, puts a runner at first for Madison Central.
Next up, the pitcher, Kelly Young, steps in trying to help her on calls here with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the fourth.
Young flied out to right field, her first at bat.
That pitch from Burge outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Caitlin Murray with pretty good wheels over at first base. Burge sets and delivers again to Young. That pitch high for ball 3. Madison Central trying to get their own little rally and threat going here in the the top of the fourth. And the catcher, Taylor Brewer, says, I think I've seen enough, and let's talk through this one. She runs out to talk to her pitcher, Madison Burge. Great job of leadership there by Taylor Brewer, trying to make sure everybody's on the same page and to try to shut down anything before it starts.
That's right. One of those situations where as a catcher you want to go out and just calm your pitcher down. She's got a runner at first base. Calm down. Everything's going to be all right. A little flustered probably after the error there at short, but hopefully they can settle in. She's going to try to do her best now to get this out for Madison Central.
Young, a pretty good stick at the plate. Up 3 balls, no strikes. That pitch paints the outside corner by Burge for strike 1. Madison Central contingency on hand, not really in favor of that call, as you may hear in the background.
I don't think they like that one.
Madison Burge sets and delivers the 3-1 to Kelly Young. That one outside, and that one will not get called for a strike, and Kelly Young reaches on a walk. Next up will be the clean-up hitter for the Madison Central Lady Jaguars, number 10, Bailey Stokes.
Bailey Stokes will step in, as we talked about earlier in the game, on the season for Bailey Stokes. She's got 2 home runs and 18 RBIs, batting .304 coming into the contest.
Number 10, Bailey Stokes.
She's somebody that if you throw her the wrong pitch, she will definitely take advantage of it.
Justin, we got a pinch runner that's come in for the pitcher. You can do that here in high school fast pitch softball. That'll be number 15, sophomore Sarah Scales. Come in and run for Kelly Young over at first base. With Stokes at the plate, 1 out here, and Madison Central Lady Jaguars threatening in the top of the 4th.
Sarah at first base has got some speed.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Burge to Stokes. That one outside again for ball 2. Stokes in the cleanup spot here. You wonder if Burge is going to try to pitch around her just a little bit to load him up and create a force at any base. That pitch outside again. And it appears she may be doing just that. Hitters count here, 3 balls, no strikes. See if Coach Kayla Watkins, what she calls here, and one of the Harrison Central assistant coaches will walk out to talk to Madison Burge, and actually he's going to come over and talk to the umpire. We'll try to get to you whatever information we find out here.
It looks like we're about to get a pitching change.
It does appear so. We'll try to find out who that new pitcher will be here as quick as possible.
Young gives the ball to the coach. Tells her she did a good job pitching this afternoon.
Looks like our new pitcher will be number 9, Caitlin Lee. Number 9, Caitlin Lee. She's a 5'6" sophomore for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. And she'll step in to take her warm-up pitches.
On the season for Lee, she has on the season 21 game appearances. She struck out 46, walked 7 on the year. She's given up 1 earned run, 22 hits, 1 earned run. She's got a .14 ERA, and she steps in now with a mess on her hands, if you will, this afternoon. She's got runners at first. She inherits, rather, runners at first and second. 1 out here in the top half of the 4th inning.
And not only that, but also she inherits a 3-0 count on the cleanup hitter, number 10, Bailey Stokes. Really interesting the way that the Harrison Central coaching staff decided to handle that one. In the middle of the count, they send out a brand new pitcher. I don't know if thought maybe there was some kind of injury to Madison Burge, or they just really didn't like the jam that she was getting herself into and decided to kind of stop it there. Don't know if we have any kind of pitch count rule, Justin.
I don't know.
That.
Maybe they had her on some kind of pitch count, but typically in a situation like that, you'd let her complete the at bat before bringing somebody else in, or either replace her before the at bat. So I don't know if maybe there was an injury that the coaches saw, something along those lines. But nonetheless, we've got a new pitcher who, as you said, inherits a 3-0 count on the cleanup hitter, Bailey Stokes.
So here's Caitlin Lee's first pitch of the ball game, right down the middle of the plate for strike 1. This is where the real players play on the big stage, Justin. And Caitlin Lee says, cleanup hitter, 3-0 count.
Bring it.
Bases, runners on the bases. What is that? Here's the 3-1 pitch. That pitch low and inside, though, for ball 4 to the catcher, Bailey Stokes, and she'll take first base to load them up.
A more compact delivery. Lee has more of a compact delivery than does Burge. Showed that there, but came in throwing strikes. First pitch a strike, second pitch a ball there. But in a situation like that, 1 ball and you put somebody on base, you can't really fault her for a situation like that. She'll get a brand new count now as she welcomes Mary Ashton Lovelace, the 5th place hitter for the Jaguars, into the box.
And we've got another courtesy runner that'll come in for Bailey Stokes, the catcher. That'll be number 20, Brianna Dollar. She's a freshman who'll be running over at first base. First pitch to Lovelace, right down the middle of the plate for strike number 1.
Coach giving Lovelace some instructions. You want to get a run home.
1 out. And now an 0-2 count on the third baseman, Mary Ashton Lovelace. Coach Kayla Watkins really trying to coach her up down the third base line. Got to swing the bat. Lee's come in throwing strikes as the Harrison Central coaching staff wanted. There's the 0-2 pitch, popped up down the third base line. The catcher, great job by the catcher, Taylor Brewer, coming out of her position. Squeezes that one underhanded for out number 2 and sits down Lovelace for the second out in the top of the 4th. And now, if Madison Central is going to plate their first run, they'll have to do it with 2 outs on the scoreboard.
They got the bases loaded. The opportunity is here. But Caitlin Lee has come in throwing strikes.
Next up will be the first baseman, number 3, Kristen. She popped up to the first baseman, but she finds herself in a massive situation here in game 1 of this state championship series. First pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Lee sets and delivers again to Cadle. Cadle grounds that one to the shortstop, who picks that one up and throws it over the third baseman's head. Nicole Smith picks it up, and now another runner will try to come in and score, and she will. Crazy set of circumstances, but Madison Central will plate 2 here in the top of the 4th to take a 2-0 lead in game 1 of the state championship series of 6A fast pitch softball.
Hit the ball to shortstop there. She fields, has an error on the throw to try to get the runner at third base. It goes all the way over in front of the Lady Rebelettes dugout, allowing 2 runs to score for Madison Central. Puts runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Now batting for the Lady Jaguars,
for Alexia Harmon.
Justin, that ball really grounded right in the hole. Nicole Smith did a great job as the shortstop, coming over and backhanding it and just trying to go to the nearest base and toss it over to Kim Gilbert at third base. But even with Gilbert's height, she tossed it just a little bit high. Gilbert unable to squeeze it as the runner was sliding in underneath her. And as you said, it caroms over to the dugout, and Madison Central will pick up 2 unearned runs in the top of the 4th to take a 2-0 lead. That one grounded right back to the pitcher, who bobbles it, but Lee able to pick that one up and toss it over to retire Alexis Harmon, but not after the Madison Central Lady Jaguars plate 2 in the top of the 4th to take a 2-0 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th now as Coach Jimmy Parker's Harrison Central Red Rebelettes try to get back in the contest after a shaky top of the 4th.
A shaky top of the 4th indeed. Madison Central able to capitalize on some walks, and then on the error by the shortstop on the throw to try to get the out at third base. Plating 2 runs in the inning for Madison Central. They take a 2-0 lead here in the 6A state championship tournament against the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes right here on the MHSAA network, powered by Play On Sports. Want to remind you that you can go to MISSHSAA.com and check out this contest. You can also order on that site. You can also order a video of the teams playing here today, and I'm sure get that shipped out to you so you can have this as part of your DVD collection to remember this 2012 state championship softball appearance from Madison Central Jaguars and the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes.
Following this contest at 7 p.m., we'll have the Game 1 of the 5A competition between the Wayne County War Eagles and the ladies from New Hope. Fantastic softball team up there at New Hope. There'll be another school that's trying to get the softball duo like Madison Central is. Picked up the slow pitch state championship back in the fall and now trying to pick up a fast pitch state championship here to end the school year. In the bottom of the 4th inning, from Harrison Central, we'll see the catcher Taylor Brewer, second baseman Natalie Hogue, and the third baseman Gilbert. First up, number 6, Taylor Brewer, who grounded to the shortstop back in the second inning. She'll face Kelly Young for the second time in the contest, and Young delivers a strike on the inside corner. Justin, as we talked about earlier, you wonder if one time through facing some of these pitchers would help pay off, and I don't know if that's the determining factor to get 2 runs across there for Madison Central in the top of the 4th, as we did have a couple of errors, a couple of boots around the infield. But nonetheless, they were able to get the bat on the ball a little bit, pick up some walks, which that counts too as long as you reach on base.
That's right. You want to get those runs across. They took advantage of some walks, set up the Jags to plate 2 runs there in the top half of the inning.
Young goes up against Brewer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That pitch evens it off at 2 balls and 2 strikes in the bottom of the 4th. Sun has kind of set behind the trees there in the outfield. Young has retired her shades for the evening. That pitch runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The corners playing in and tight for the Madison Central infield. Second and short playing deep. And the outfield playing Brewer pretty much straight away, the cleanup hitter for Harrison Central. Paints the outside corner, does Kelly Young, to pick up her 4th strikeout of the afternoon. And the first out here in the bottom of the 4th.
Good pitching there from Kelly Young. Very aggressive, going right at Taylor Brewer.
Next up, Natalie Hogue, who was one of those strikeout victims back in the second inning. She squares to bunt and pulls it back. Pops that one right up to the shortstop, Katie Ann Bailey, who squeezes that one for out number 2.
That'll bring up Kim Gilbert. She also struck out back in the second inning.
Gilbert has to be a basketball player on the Harrison Central.
She's got to be.
Lady Red Rebelettes basketball team. She's got to be at least close to 6 feet, if not taller. Playing over there at third base. She swings right through the first offering from Kelly Young. 2-0. Madison Central picks up both of the unearned runs back in the top of the 4th. That pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Should Gilbert reach, Young will face the first baseman, Danielle Barton, who waits on deck. Gilbert rips that one over the left fielder's head. And Allie Flint goes back to the fence and picks it up, throws it in, but Gilbert will walk in with a stand-up double and the best hit of the afternoon either way. Fantastic job by Gilbert. As we talked about that height, Young allowed that one to get up just a little bit, and Gilbert able to turn around on it and just ripped it over Allie Flint's head out there in left field.
A great piece of hitting there by Kim Gilbert. That'll put her on second base with 2 outs for Danielle Barton.
Barton swings right through that one. Barton popped up to left field back in the 3rd inning, when Harrison Central sent 6 runners to the plate, 6 hitters to the plate, and unable to plate any runs. And again, Young battles back strong, going up 0-2 on Barton. As you can see, Gilbert there kind of kneeling at second, getting ready to take off should Barton make contact. A pitch a little outside for ball 1. Barton squares around, pulls back, slaps that one down the third base line. Right past Coach Jimmy Parker. Third baseman Mary Ashton Lovelace praying really close to the line over there and also in. Don't know if she'd have been able to squeeze that one or not.
Yeah. That was a rocket down the third base line.
Barton squares to bunt, swings back, pops that one down the first base line and off the top of the Madison Central dugout. So Barton battling strong here in the bottom of the 4th against the senior Kelly Young. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A little bit outside for ball 2.
Gilbert at second.
Barton again squares and pulls back. Pops that one straight back again. Seems to be a common theme between among the Harrison Central Red Rebelette hitters. When they go down 2 strikes in the count, they all square to bunt, pull back, maybe trying to distract the pitcher just a little bit. Barton does it again here with the 2-2 count. Pulls back and draws ball 3. So she runs the count full against Kelly Young, who's got 4 strikeouts in the afternoon. Barton doing her best 5. Unfortunately, she swings right through that one for the Red Rebelettes, and Kelly Young sits down her 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Red Rebelettes, after a double by Kim Gilbert off the left field fence, unable to score any runs, and Madison Central will take this one to the top of the 5th, still leading 2-0.
A great piece of pitching there. We said it all afternoon. Kelly Young dominated. 2 strikeouts in the inning. She gave up the pop-up. She did give up the double to Gilbert, but right in the middle of the 2 strikeouts and something like that, she really came back and has done well. Madison Central, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors so far in the contest for Harrison Central. No runs on 2 hits, 2 errors. As we go to the top half of the 5th inning in this 6A State Championship Series for fast pitch softball here in Mississippi. Madison Central Jaguars, Harrison Central Lady Rebels.
Young comes into this afternoon's contest with a 0.35 ERA. And now she's gone through 4 innings. She's only dropped that. You can't go below 0, Justin.
No, you really can't.
Young doing a fantastic job, and she was the one with 288 strikeouts on the year. Do we believe that was keyed in wrong?
To me,
after watching her this afternoon, I think that could be correct.
Oh, no. I mean, it might be. I think it was probably keyed in wrong, but this afternoon she would make one think that it's possible. She's really had a dominating performance this afternoon.
If that is correct, she could, after at least one more game here in the best-of-3 series, she could take that strikeout total over 300 for the year, if that's correct. And 26-3 is the Madison Central Lady Jaguars. Come in ranked 13th in the nation and number 1 here in the state of Mississippi. First up for the Jaguars in the top of the 5th will be number 1, the right fielder Jamie Smith, to face the second pitcher for Harrison Central in the afternoon, Caitlin Lee.
Smith struck out her first time up in the 3rd inning. Takes a strike there.
The sun peeks its head back out over the right field fence. Should not play a whole lot of effect on the batter, though. Smith swings right through that one again. Goes down 0-2. Great job by Caitlin Lee, just coming in, just firing away. You can't have butterflies on the biggest stage that you can play on all year, and Caitlin Lee has not done that.
One thing coaches both talked to us about before the game. This is it. It comes down to this. You know, this is what you've been playing for all year.
Smith pops that one out to the second baseman, Alexia Harmon, Natalie Hogue, who squeezes that one for out number 1.
Coach is saying this is what you play for all year. This is the biggest stage you can be on in the state. It's what you started playing in February with a goal of getting here. Both these teams have played through some tough softball schedules to have this opportunity. It looks like we'll have a pinch hitter here.
Due up was number 4, Allie Flint, the left fielder.
Number 13, Kristen Balls.
But instead, we'll see number 13 for Madison Central Lady Jaguars. That's Kristen Qualls. She's a freshman. So Coach Kayla Watkins showing a lot of confidence in her freshman stepping in to face Caitlin Lee in the state championship series.
On the year,
Qualls hits that one down the left field line, but foul.
On the year, Qualls a 200 hitter. She's got 1 RBI, but also has a home run on the season in 6 ball games, 6 appearances.
Qualls steps in swinging at the first pitch, so we'll see what she can do against Lee. Swinging again. Great cut there by Qualls, but unable to catch up with that Caitlin Lee fastball. She goes down 0-2. Caitlin Lee way ahead. We'll see what she does with this pitch. She puts it right down the middle, and Qualls swings right through that one as Lee picks up her first strikeout of the afternoon. We'll take that one back now to the top of the order. We'll see number 14, Katie Ann Bailey, the shortstop, who struck out and also popped up to the second baseman back in the top of the fourth. A pitch outside from Lee for ball one. Madison Central picking up both of their runs back in the top of the fourth as they sent 7 hitters to the plate, both runs unearned. Bailey grounds that one right past the second baseman, Natalie Hogue, unable to come up with that one, and it gets by the center fielder as well, but the center fielder, Caitlin Murray, Carla Santiago able to retrieve that one after it gets by her and hold Bailey to a single over at first base. Great job by Katie Ann Bailey hopping all over that one.
Good job there, hit the ball in the hole. She's got great speed, does Katie Ann Bailey. Look for her to try to make a move.
Next up, we'll see number 5. Number 5, Caitlin Murray, the center fielder, try to extend this lead for Madison Central with 2 out here in the top of the 5th. She turns to bunt and comes back around. Bailey tries to take that one, and fantastic throw by Taylor Brewer. First pitch, Bailey took off, and Taylor Brewer said, "Not at my house, you don't." Taylor Brewer throws a strike down to the shortstop, Nicole Smith, who tags out Bailey and ends any hopes of a rally there for Madison Central in the top of the 5th.
Unbelievable throw there, right on the money, put it in the perfect spot. You knew that Bailey was a threat on the bases. She's very fast, likes to try to steal, almost looking for it. The catcher came out of her stance a little early to be ready to throw. The ball high in the strike zone gave her a great opportunity to throw down to second base. A good job there by Taylor Brewer.
As you said, good speed by Bailey. Man, good gracious, she bats in the leadoff hole for a reason. She is 17 of 20 on the year before that one right there. She will now go 17 of 21. As we said, best of the best here that you're seeing in this state championship series. And Taylor Brewer, one of the best catchers in the state, throws a strike to catch Katie Ann Bailey trying to steal. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, where you will see for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes, Anna Glyden, number 23, the right fielder. Caitlin Lee, the pitcher, will also come to the plate, as well as the leadoff hitter, Simone McKinney. And should she reach, Nicole Smith, the shortstop, will show up here in the bottom of the 5th. Madison Central 2-0 lead. You can purchase tonight's contest by going to MISSHSAA.com, which is where you're probably viewing us from anyway. You can purchase a DVD copy. .TV. My apologies on that. .TV to pick up a copy of tonight's contest on DVD to keep for your collection. First up will be number 23, Anna Glyden, the right fielder for Harrison Central in the bottom of the 5th.
A phenomenal pitching performance this afternoon from Kelly Young. She continues that with a strike right there.
Young with 5 strikeouts in tonight's contest.
Harrison Central desperately trying to figure out how to hit this pitcher.
Another strike from Young. Goes up again quickly in the count as she has all evening, 0-2. And after retiring the shades in the bottom of the 4th, she pulls them back out for the bottom of the 5th. Intimidation factor, right? Glyden swings right through that one, and catcher Bailey Stokes kind of bobbles it a little bit, but picks it up and tosses it down to Crystal Khalil at first base to retire Anna Glyden. And Young picks up her 6th strikeout of the afternoon.
For the Red Rebelettes, it's the pitcher, number 9, Caitlin Lee.
We'll bring up Caitlin Lee. She had a bunt single her last time at the plate.
Lee slaps that one right up the middle. Katie Ann Bailey, the shortstop, tries to make a diving stop, but unable to come up with that one. And Caitlin Lee says, "Girls, let's get this thing going." Great job by the left-hander at the bottom of the order, just slapping that one for a single. And she'll have a pinch runner. See who Coach Jimmy Parker brings out here. He'll bring out number 12. Trying to get a name. Number 12 for Harrison Central will be Kaylin Cosbab. Also a freshman, 5'5". He'll come in to run for the second pitcher of the evening for Harrison Central, who is Caitlin Lee. So now we'll be back to the top of the lineup in Simone McKinney, the left fielder for Harrison Central. She has reached on a bunt single and was caught stealing back in the first, and she's also got a fielder's choice bunt.
That was one of those situations. She pulled back. The ball was inside, but in pulling back, she still fouled it off over near the Harrison Central dugout for strike one.
So Young goes ahead. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th. McKinney again tries to bunt that one and fouls it straight back off the backstop. Puts herself in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Doesn't seem that Young's lost any velocity on those pitches.
Not at all.
McKinney slaps that one towards the Harrison Central dugout, tries to hang tight. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter for Harrison Central. Young sets and delivers again. McKinney again fouls that one off. As that one comes back to the backstop, you can just see the spin.
McKinney's really trying to stay alive. Swinging at anything close.
Young sets and delivers. McKinney tries to check her swing, but cannot. And she strikes out to be the 6th strikeout on the afternoon. And Justin, something we have not pointed out, 7th strikeout on the afternoon for Kelly Young, something we haven't pointed out. Coach Jimmy Parker coaches all his girls, even when you strike out, to run to first base.
Right.
And had almost cost them right there on that one.
It really did. She ran to first base, but Caitlin Lee thought, oh, it's a walk, I'm going to go to second. Started that way. Madison Central acted like they were going to throw back to first before she realized, wait a minute.
Nicole Smith pops that one up down the first baseline, and that one's squeezed by Crystal Khalil for out number 3. So after 1 hit by the pitcher Caitlin Lee, Madison Central able to retire Harrison Central in the bottom of the 5th.
That's 7 strikeouts for Madison Bird. No, excuse me. Wait a minute.
Kelly Young.
For Kelly Young. 7 strikeouts on the game for Kelly Young. A great performance. We keep going back and talking about her, but worthy of being talked about without a doubt. Doing a great job tonight.
Yeah, you expect your senior leadership to step up in, big situations, and Kelly Young has done just exactly that tonight. After one little threat back in the 4th inning from Harrison Central, Kelly Young had a couple of walks back in the 4th. We had a couple of errors, but after that, man, I tell you what, she has done her job as the senior leader on this team and sitting down Harrison Central and trying to lead Madison Central to a 1-0 lead here in the best-of-3 series in the 6A state championship that you're watching here on the MHSAA network, powered by Play On Sports. Bryant May, Justin Bennett at Freedom Ridge Park in Ridgeland, Mississippi. Gorgeous evening for softball. Do feel that you've turned down the thermostat just a little bit, Justin. I'm getting a little more comfortable as we sit here behind home plate.
Just a little bit. You know, it was rather warm when we got started out here, but as the sun starts to dip behind some clouds to the north, hopefully, or to the west, rather, as the sun starts to dip behind those clouds, it's cooling off just a little bit, which I am very thankful for.
Due up here in the top of the 6th for Madison Central will be Murray, Young, and Stokes.
It'll be the center fielder, number 5, Caitlin Murray.
Caitlin Murray, the first to step to the plate here against Caitlin Lee. Murray has popped up for a single back in the 4th between the pitcher and the shortstop, and also she's had a foul pop back in the 1st inning.
She was the batter in the batter's box when Katie Ann Bailey was thrown out trying to steal back in the 5th inning.
The lights have come on here at Freedom Ridge Park, even though the sun is still shining brightly. We're preparing to play softball under the lights tonight. As we said, second contest tonight, starting around 7 p.m., will be between Wayne County and the ladies from New Hope. 1 ball, 1 strike to the center fielder, Murray. Lee delivers that one. Murray pops that one up to the shortstop, Nicole Smith, who squeezes it for out number 1.
Getting late in the contest as we're in the top of the 6th inning.
Kelly Young will step back up to the plate after having walked back in the 4th and popped up to right field in the 1st inning. Young hits in the 3-hole for Jaguars, so not only does she do it with her arm on the mound, but she's also a solid stick at the plate, as she'll look to kind of get a rally going here in the top of the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Lee. Young jumps all over it down the third base line, but foul. Coach Kayla Watkins applauds that cut and says just straighten it out.
She has demonstrated some power at the plate. She popped out to right field her first at bat today.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just a little bit high to run the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. The crowd has grown here at Freedom Ridge Park as we've got some fans from Harrison Central that's traveled up from the coast to support their girls, and ladies from Madison Central playing right here almost on their home turf. As you can imagine, have a large set of fans who've kind of surrounded the first base side over here. There's the 3-1 pitch from Lee to Young, who slaps that one right at the shortstop, Nicole Smith, who does a little hop and squeezes that line drive. Kelly Young jumped all over that one, though, but right at Nicole Smith.
Stepping into the batter's box for the Lady Jaguars is the catcher, number 10, Bailey Stokes.
Nicole Smith caught both outs so far in this inning. 2 outs for the Jaguars.
Now the cleanup hitter, number 10, Bailey Stokes, the catcher, who's also walked and popped up to the first baseman back in the 2nd. Lee rocks and delivers again. Stokes slaps that one down the third base line. Great job by Gilbert squeezing that one and throwing a strike over to Danielle Barton at first base to retire the Jaguars in the top of the 6th. So we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 6 outs left for Harrison Central to try to get back in this one as they trail 2-0 in game 1 of the best of 3 series here for the 6A state championship in ladies fast pitch softball.
Harrison Central, they'll have an opportunity here in the 6th inning with the heart of their order. Santiago, Brewer, and Hogue due up here in the 6th for the Lady Rebelettes, and they hopefully are able to step up here. You know, Harrison Central would like to see some guys, some ladies get on base and give some of these power hitters the opportunity to hit them home this afternoon. They've faced tough pitching from Kelly Young. So far for Kelly, as we mentioned, 7 strikeouts this afternoon. Harrison Central, like you said, Bryant, they've only got 6 more outs to play with. They'll step in here in the 6th inning, try to get something going in this best of 3 series for the 6A State Softball Fast Pitch Championship here in the state of Mississippi. You're watching it on the MHSAA network, powered by Play On Sports.
Again, to recap a little bit of how these 2 teams got here, Madison Central took out Grenada 2-0 in their first series of the 6A playoffs. Then they took down DeSoto Central as well as South Panola. That's not football there. That's ladies fast pitch softball.
That's right.
Madison Central took down South Panola, and now that put them here against Harrison Central. Harrison Central took down Ocean Springs, Oak Grove, and St. Martin. Due up in the bottom of the 6th for the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes. Santiago, Brewer, and Hogue, as Justin said. First up will be Carla Santiago, the center fielder, who's grounded to third base and struck out. Back in the third inning, she will be hit by the first pitch in the bottom of the sixth by Kelly Young, and Blue will call time and try to check on Santiago. And as we said about Katie Ann Bailey, who was injured back in the first inning, there's no way she's coming out of this contest. She kind of shakes that pitch off and get ready to run over there at first base.
That'll bring Taylor Brewer to the plate. She grounded to short and struck out in her previous plate appearances this afternoon.
Madison Central coach Kayla Watkins has come out and talked to the home plate umpire to discuss what's going on. I believe that Bailey Stokes, the catcher for Madison Central, hopped up really quickly after that hit by pitch to run over to her coach, and I think they wanted to call for maybe an appeal. That Santiago leaned into that one just a little bit, but Blue says no, that was a legit hit by pitch. So Santiago will be at first base, and Brewer will step up to the plate. The cleanup hitter for Harrison Central takes that one for strike one from Kelly Young. Stokes with a really good arm behind home plate. Back in the top of the bottom of the first, threw out the leadoff runner for Harrison Central, Simone McKinney. Kayla Watkins again calls time, and she'll walk out to talk to her senior leader, pitcher Kelly Young.
If you're wondering, over at first base, Santiago, she's 3 of 4 in the stolen base department this season.
As you can see there, Watkins discussing things with Young, how she wants to handle what could potentially be a jam here in the top of the bottom of the sixth, with no outs and a runner on first.
I'm sure you also have to ask Young. It's been warm, as we've said this afternoon. You got to wonder how much longer she can go. A dominant performance from her. She struck out, as we said, she struck out 7, but has had to throw a lot of pitches to do that.
Brewer bunts that one right in no man's land. The catcher, Bailey Stokes, comes up with it, throws a strike to the second baseman, Alexia Harmon, who had slid over to cover first. Great job by Bailey Stokes coming out from behind the plate. Throws a strike to Alexia Harmon, who covers first, and Harmon tries to sling it over to Katie Ann Bailey at second to retire the runner who was trying to slide in there, and she throws it into left field. But great job by Allie Flint doing her job and backing up the throw to keep the runners from advancing.
Stepping into the batter's box now for Harrison Central. Into the second baseman, number 2, Natalie Hogue.
Next up, the second baseman, number 2, Natalie Hogue, who struck out and popped to the shortstop back in the fourth. That pitch comes in for strike number 1 from Kelly Young.
Still throwing hard. Still using both corners, both sides of the plate. Putting that wicked spin on the softball.
That rise ball comes in for strike 2. No loss of velocity for Kelly Young as she pitches all the way here to the bottom of the sixth. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second as Harrison Central tries to plate their first runner here in game 1 of this best-of-3 series. That pitch a little bit outside to the second baseman, Hogue. Here's the 1-2. Paints the outside corner for strikeout number 8 on the afternoon for the senior Kelly Young.
Great pitch there, as you said, Bryant, right on that outside part of the plate. One of those that you almost, it's tough to swing at it because you think it's going to be outside, but she painted that one in there for her 8th strikeout.
So if Harrison Central is going to plate a run here in the bottom of the 6th, it's going to be left up to the third baseman, Kim Gilbert, who takes that one for strike 1. Kim Gilbert has struck out and then had the most solid hit of the afternoon, I guess is the way we should phrase that. Off the left field fence, she had a double back in the 5th inning, so we'll see if she can do it again and pick up the first run for Harrison Central. Great cut. Grounds that one back up the middle to Katie Ann Bailey, who throws a BB to first base to retire Harrison Central in the bottom of the 6th. And Madison Central will take it to the 7th, 3 outs away from taking a 1-0 lead here in this best-of-3 series. against the Red Rebelettes down from the coast in Harrison Central.
Madison Central done a great job tonight defensively, or rather this afternoon, both defensively on the pitcher's mound. They were able to take advantage of some errors back in the 4th inning and plate 2 runs. And so Madison Central's got to like their chances here going into the 7th inning. Their pitcher's still pitching fantastic today. And, you've got to be impressed with the outing we've seen from Kelly Young and the way Madison Central has really rallied behind her this afternoon. They have a 2-0 lead here as we go into the top of the 7th. Madison Central comes back up to the plate being the visiting team. That's determined based on a coin toss at the beginning of the game that Harrison Central won the toss. They're the home team. They'll get to bat last. So Madison Central bats for their final time in this contest this afternoon, barring any type of tie or situation like that. Madison Central comes off to bat here in the top of the 7th inning.
We've done a lot of talking, Justin, about the pitcher and senior leader Kelly Young for Madison Central, but you've also got to look at that defense that has been rock solid behind her. No errors on the afternoon for the Madison Central Lady Jaguar defense. Only 32 errors on the whole year, and that's in 29 contests. This makes it 30. That's a pretty good average for high school girls fast pitch softball. That's what makes you the number 13th ranked team in the nation. It
absolutely is, and it's what puts teams in state championship games. Teams that don't commit a lot of errors have the opportunity to be very successful. Madison Central's proven that this season with only 32 errors over the course of the year, and really playing really solid defense here this afternoon behind this phenomenal performance from Kelly Young.
Due up in the top of the 7th will be Lovelace, Kettle, and Harmon for the Lady Jaguars. First up will be number 3, Crystal Cadle, 25, Mary Ashton Lovelace, the 3rd baseman, who's popped up to the shortstop and also had a foul pop up to the catcher, Taylor Brewer. Lovelace pops that one up to the 2nd baseman, Natalie Hogue, who squeezes it for out number 1. So 3 plate appearances and 3 pop-ups for Mary Ashton Lovelace. Next up will be the 1st baseman, Crystal Cadle.
Stepping up now for the Lady Jaguars, the 1st baseman, number 3, Crystal Cadle.
Cadle on the night, she popped to 1st in the 2nd, hit a fielder's choice to 3rd. That fielder's choice is with a throwing error occurred that let Madison Central score those 2 runs. Fielder's choice rather to shortstop, who threw to 3rd, overthrew the 3rd baseman, and let Madison Central plate those 2 runs.
Cato grounds that one down the 3rd base line to the 3rd baseman, Kim Gilbert, who throws a strike over to Danielle Barton at 1st base for out number 2 here in the top of the 7th.
Now batting for the Lady Jaguars is the 2nd baseman, number 7, Alexia Harmon.
So Alexia Harmon, the 2nd baseman, will step in as the last chance to pick up any insurance runs for the Lady Jaguars in the top of the 7th. Harmon's grounded back to the pitcher in both of her at-bats. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Lee to Harmon. Harmon slaps that one foul over the 1st base side. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 7th, Harrison Central only with 3 outs to work with here, coming up in the bottom of the 7th to try to get back in this contest. Great job by Gilbert fielding that bouncer down the 3rd base line, and she throws yet another strike over to Barton at 1st base to retire the Jaguars in the top of the 7th. So no runs on no hits, no errors in the top of the 7th. We'll take it to the bottom of the 7th in game 1 of this best-of-3 state championship.
Harrison Central has one more shot at the plate. Barton, Glidden, and Lee due up for them in the bottom half of the 7th inning. I would assume Kelly Young, yes, indeed, Kelly Young comes back to the pitcher's mound. She'll try to complete this contest this afternoon. A phenomenal performance from her. We keep going back to it. 8 strikeouts. Not giving up any runs. 8 strikeouts on the day for her.
I want to remind you that you can get your copy of tonight's contest by going to MISS MASSHSAA.TV, which is where you probably are currently viewing this.
That's right.
And you can pick up a DVD of tonight's contest between the Madison Central Lady Jaguars and the Harrison Central Red Rebelettes.
A state championship tournament from Freedom Ridge Park in Ridgeland. Madison Central looking to take game one of the best of three in the MHSAA state championship tournament powered by Play On Sports.
First up will be the 5'11 junior, number 7, Danielle Barton. Barton struck out back in the 4th inning and has also popped up to left field. That pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Barton grounds that one to Katie Ann Bailey, who fires another strike over to Crystal Cadle at first base for out number 1. I'll tell you what, Katie Ann Bailey at shortstop's about as solid as they come.
She really is. Played a great game tonight. Took a cleat to her leg there in the 1st inning, but has battled back, battled through it, and played some fantastic shortstop this afternoon.
Anna Glyden, a sophomore, will step back in to face Kelly Young for the 3rd time. Glyden struck out and was also hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. She swings through that one for strike 1. Kelly Young can almost see the light at the end of the tunnel now. 2 outs to go. That one again, Glyden thought that it hit her. The umpire says no.
I think he told her she fouled it off.
Yeah, no argument for Glyden, and so I think she's it's kind of her way of fessing up that, yeah, you are right, but she was just trying to reach base. So now she'll battle from an 0-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. She swings right through that one. Kelly Young with her 9th strikeout on the afternoon, and she's now 1 strikeout or 1 out away from giving her team a 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series for the 6A state championship. And the Madison Central faithful are on their feet. She'll now face her counterpart, number 9, Caitlin Lee. Caitlin's got a single up the middle, and also she's got a bunt single. So Caitlin 2 for 2 on the afternoon against Young. She slaps that one right in front of the plate. Bailey Stokes will pick up that one, but by the time Stokes picked that one up, Lee was already at first base. But they say that Caitlin Lee stepped on home plate.
What happened?
They say that Caitlin Lee stepped on home plate for out number 3. So that will retire Harrison Central in the bottom of the 7th for a crazy way to end the contest. But Madison Central will go up 1-0 here in the best of 3 for the 6A state championship. Caitlin Lee still kind of standing at home plate, a really awkward way to end the contest. Coach Jimmy Parker gone over to talk to the home plate umpire, not really agreeing with what's going on.
And Caitlin Lee standing there looking at the umpires as they walk off the field. But they're saying she stepped on home plate, which you can't do coming out of the box. Stepped on home plate and was called out. Madison Central takes game 1 of the best of 3 in the 6A state championship series. 2-0 winners over Harrison Central.
Fantastic job by the senior leader who would probably get the MVP award tonight. 9 strikeouts for the senior Kelly Young. Her counterparts Madison Burge had 3 strikeouts, and Caitlin Lee, who's the last out of the contest there, with 1 strikeout. But as Justin said, Madison Central takes a big win into game 2 tomorrow afternoon. Excuse me, would that be tomorrow morning, I believe?
It'll be tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
They'll play game 2 tomorrow morning. These same 2 teams right here from Freedom Ridge Park as Madison Central looks to try to win that second game, which you've got to do. If you win that second game, you're state champions. And Madison Central tries to, as you said, Bryant, take their quest to win both the slow pitch and fast pitch state championship here in 6A.
Hang right here with us on MISSHSAA. That's a mouthful.
It really is.
Hang right here with us on MISSHSA.TV for game number 2 of the 5A state championship contest between Wayne County and New Hope, powered by Play On Sports. We'll join you again here at 7 o'clock for the first pitch.
I know that is the longest MISSHSAA. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Whew. That's all right. It's good.